So when you don't do this, what you might find is you're in a position where you're kind of making a lot of guesswork. You're trying to assume how you're going to move things forwards, and sometimes that's never going to go quite the way you're expecting it. But when you do this, what you'll be able to do is understand exactly the direction you need to go in, be able to define what it is that you're moving away from and also what you're moving to. Hi, I'm Martin Sharp, and I'm here to talk to you a little bit about problem solving. Now, what do I mean by problem solving? So problem solving can be a number of different things. It could be an issue that you've currently got, it could be a driver inside your organization, or it could be a goal that you're trying to achieve and you're trying to work out what are the steps to get from where you are now to where you actually want to be. Now, what I find is that for many people, what they do is rather than actually going through a logical progression to understand from the journey from here to here, what they will do is they'll just take a leap of faith. They will work on a load of assumptions and not really spend that time up front to define the problem. Now here's the thing, I find actually spending most of the time up front in defining the problem, in working out what the key questions are that you need to ask, it actually helps you come to the solution. Because during that definition period, now you're investigating what it is that's causing the problems behind there, solutions start to appear for themselves. And if you then start to act on these solutions, it really makes life work a lot easier for you. And what you'll find also is by going out there and exploring the problem, you're bringing in a wider community to make these things work better for you, and also helping to socialize what the potential change is. And in socializing that change, you're actually making it easier for the organization or for yourself or for your team to be able to adapt to that change. And anything that makes life easier has got to be good, right? So for me, when it comes down to actually looking at dealing with logical problem solving, there's kind of 9 key steps to go through. So if you wanted to bake a cake, then you wouldn't necessarily start from the assumption that it's going to be very similar to cooking maybe a gammon joint, because baking a cake and cooking a gammon joint, they both go into the oven, they both are in there for a period of time, and when you get them out, you're going to hopefully eat them. So from that perspective, they are very similar. However, the actual method that you use to bake a cake is completely different. And if you try using the same recipe to bake a cake as you would do a gammon joint, the probability is you'll either end up with a very sloppy mess or a very burnt offering. Either way, nobody's going to want to eat it at the end. And this is the same with things like problem solving. If you don't do it right, what you'll end up with is being in a position where you don't actually solve the problem, you don't move your organization forwards, and people really don't want to onboard it for themselves to make the big effort to get no reward. So what you'll find is that most people won't want to put in the effort to be able to apply the change because they're not going to see any reward at the end of it. And at the end of the day, time is money. So I'm going to challenge you. Are you going to go away and really understand what is the problem that it is that you're trying to solve? Are you going to then take those questions and ask them to a lot of people so you can get a really good definition around it before you jump to a solution? Or are you just going to be the one that creates the burnt cake? And Einstein famously said, if he had 1 hour to save the world, he spent 55 minutes of it defining the problem and only 5 minutes finding the solution. Bye for now. If you enjoyed this video, then please click the subscribe button for more hints, tips, sound bites and extras in order to be able to help you influence change, build consensus and achieve a greater success in your life, in your career and in your organization. So click that subscribe button now.